Hello, this is Paul Cutzinger from Amazon, and this is part 5 of a video series where we are getting Alexa to communicate with Unity. So let's show you what we have so far. So far we've taken Alexa and we've said, hey Alexa, my favorite color is yellow, and we created a skill that would take the favorite color and write it to a queue in SQS. And then we also created an HTML page that would be able to read from that queue. So we can go, Alexa, my favorite color is white. It goes through Lambda, goes to SQS, and then a web page goes through Cognito and picks up that queue or that message on the queue and then writes it into the web page. So what we're going to do now is we're going to use that same backend infrastructure to grab that message via Unity. So let's go to a browser. The first thing that I need to do is get the Unity plugin. So we're going to go AWS Mobile SDK Unity. And that should bring up a web page here, docs.amazon.com mobile SDK for Unity. We'll click that. And then on this page, you're going to scroll down until it says download the AWS Mobile SDK for Unity. And there's a link here that says download the AWS Mobile SDK for Unity v3. We click that, and now we will get the SDK downloaded. And I can see it right here, SDK. Okay, so now let's open up Unity. Dun, dun, dun. And then we're going to do a new project. And this will be Alexa to Unity. Create the project. There it is. So now what we need to do is to import that SDK. So let's remember how we do that. I think it's under Assets, Import Package, Custom Package. There we go, just double click it. All right, so now we have our folder, and then here I should be able to go get it. There it is. And we import our package, say open. Oh, we actually have to grab the ones we want here, I guess. We need to get SQS. And then we'll just take all the ones that it suggests. We hit import. Oh, okay, we got it. Assets, examples. There should be an SQS example. I'll hit play here. Great. So there's this SQS example with all this stuff, but we don't care about that because we're going to simplify it. The way this one works, the way the example works now is you can type in a queue, create a queue, send a message, and it shows the whole thing. But we don't really need all that. We already know the queue we want to connect to. So I'm going to go edit it. So if you open up, if you go in Assets, Examples, you should see an SQS example, and there's a C# file here. We're going to open up that C# file, and we're going to completely replace this. So either from the GitHub or the Slack channel that I sent you, you can get this this file for the SQS example. Now make sure if you're getting it from Slack that you're doing view raw first, so that you get a full page like this. Otherwise, you'll get a lot of weird characters in there. So copy this. Go back to mono. I'm just going to delete that entire file and paste it in. And then I say, OK. Now, there's a couple things in here we're going to need to change. If you recall, in the last video where we connected up to your HTML page, we had your Cognito identity pool. So now we need to go do the same thing here. So let's go get your Cognito identity pool. Go back to a tab, a web browser, and we will just start a new tab. aws.amazon.com, my account. We're going to log in, and then we need to go services, mobile services, Cognito, manage federated identities, and then we need to find our pool. And so that was Color Expert. Okay, great. So now we need to get our identity pool. So if you go to sample code, and you can see it right here as this red length. This is your identity pool ID. So copy that and back to MonoDevelop, and we can replace it here. Make sure you have the quotes around it, otherwise it's not going to work. It's got to be a string. Okay, that's great. Next thing we need is a queue name. So this is your SQS queue, and it is the name of the queue. So let's go to a web browser again. I'm just going to start from scratch every time just so you get how it goes. aws.amazon.com, Management Console, Services, Application Services, SQS. So here we are, SQS. Cool. And we're going to go into Color Expert and see here when you click Details, Color Expert Details, we have our name, which is the name of our queue. So we're going to copy that, go back to Mono, and we go paste. So that's good. Then there's one other thing we've got to replace in here, which is your SQS URL right here. So on that same tab, I'm in SQS Color Expert Details. I have the URL right here. Okay, and then we replace that. Wait, why does it have that little /t on there? We do not want that. That was weird. Okay. And I think that is it. So let's find out. Save this. And then we're going to go back to Unity. And we need to change a couple things here too. So in Unity, this whole canvas thing, we just don't need it. So let's turn that off. That gets rid of all that UI that we just don't care about. And I don't have a camera in the scene right now, but you know what? That's okay. So let's hit play, make sure everything's working. And the scene is missing a full screen camera. That's fine. That's what I was just noting. All right, so we're going to watch the console log here, and we will go put a message into the queue and make sure that this works. So we go back to the browser. Let's minimize this so I can do side by side for you. Get rid of this. Okay, so now we have our Unity running. We have our queue. So I'm on the SQS page. I'm going to do queue actions. I'm going to do send a message. I'm going to say, hello, Unity. And then as soon as I click back onto the Unity screen, I should get that message. Ah, there it is. Hello, Unity. Okay, so what that means now is that I have a connection all the way from SQS to Unity. And we saw earlier that I can go to Alexa to SQS, and now I can go SQS to Unity. So, thank you very much. My name is Paul Cutsinger. You can reach me anytime at Paul Cutsinger on Twitter or LinkedIn or however you like to meet people. And have a good one.